It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, this one not day off in mind. Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, my ego don't come, my people make you shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico. Mayegun lawa mo do. Mayegun diary.
Hello there.
Mayegun lawa mo do. Mayegun diary. Mayegun ti de o ọ̀rẹ́ ara.
Yeah, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live. It is a breaking news that the NNPC in Nigeria have announced that they have discovered crude oil in Nassarawa. About 2 months ago, they were celebrating the discovery of crude oil in Gombe and Bauchi. Share this broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that I have been away for 48 hours, fair enough, but I can always catch you up on what is going on. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. Indeed, after this NNPC crude oil discovery. There is more.
And yes,
Thank you very much.
and yes,
Do you believe that they actually discovered crude oil in these places? For the sake of this conversation, I am going to say yes, I believe that they have discovered oil, but there is more. Thank you very much. Good evening to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And then good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun. Your Mayegun live. The news broke yesterday. Now let's take 1, 2, 3 steps back a little bit so that this can make a little bit of meaning to you. In 2017, Buhari with this NNPC, they came up with an idea to start searching for crude oil in northern Nigeria. Over time, before they finally settled for the known areas where they are extracting oil in Nigeria in a commercial quantity, they have done all this geo search, your search for decades. None of them give any prospect of oil or crude oil until APC Egbe came. Of course, they had enough money and they had time to really concentrate on this, and it all started in 2017. In fact, the rumor started in 2015. But by 2017, the government of Nigeria, under the APC, they have already expended over $1 billion looking for crude oil up and down in northern Nigeria. Then they said they discovered something. What was that? They discovered borehole under the ground, not oil. So we all joked about that sometimes in 2019. But they didn't stop. They continued until they invested your money that, according to their record, over $3 billion. Finally, the news broke. They found oil in Bauchi and Gombe just late last year. And thereabout also, just about 7 months before the end of APC, Egbe led by Buhari, whatever happens after. So this raised a lot of questions. What's going on? Remember, under this same APC, Egbe, they decided to bury all of your refineries. However, there's a particular one they built or completed in Kaduna, where they are spending over 200 billion naira on salaries every year, but the center, the refinery, never produces a single drop of oil or petrol. Refine any, rather. So this whole thing started looking like scam or no scam. Like I said, questions started, eyebrows started raising. People started asking questions. Okay, if that should be the case, that they have found oil in Gombe and Bauchi, how come? Hang on, let me take care of this as usual. Whenever it starts that blinking and all that, before we get fully or deeper into this. So don't go anywhere. Just a moment.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources resources on education.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Sorry about that. So all these were going on when, I don't know if you noticed or if you remember or not, I'll remind you. There were some rogues in their National Assembly that are already demanding that some states in northern Nigeria should be receiving the 13% oil derivation, what do you call it, pay, even though they had none. So immediately the news broke. Even without a single drop of oil from that place, right, adding anything to whatever it is, they're already pushing their names into it to begin to draw. And I'll tell you something, in case if you need to know, or if you probably didn't know. Nigeria is a system, a textbook definition of robbing Peter to pay Paul, with different mechanism, institutionalized mechanism put in place to legitimize that robbery and illegality. Let me explain that too. In Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria is in charge of all resources in Nigeria, right? So they will now rake in from whatever they make from the sales of those resources, as well as those who are actually paying taxes, working, right? When they pull all of that money together from everywhere in a jar, when it is time to share, they share according to population, unverified, non-verifiable population. That is where the northern Nigeria therefore had to take the chunk of the resources, even though they claim that they are only taking a little compared to what is going back to the regions that is acclaimed to be the giant contributor to that old money, especially the Niger Delta. So over time, I remember when Yaradua was giving amnesty to the Niger Delta militants, and immediately after that, the Boko Haram started. Northern Nigeria was like, they have to, just same way they established Ministry of Niger Delta, that they have what they call the NDDC. They must establish the Ministry of Boko Haram, which is disguised as a Ministry of Northeast Development. So anything that we draw money from that depleted resources, right, they are up for it. So from the genesis, right, the reasons why there has been endless power tussles in Nigeria, the reasons why there has been tribal clashes, tribal differences, and the rest of all those problems within Nigeria, all these problems are created from the greed that criminals, the greed of the criminals who have access to unlimited, unimaginable resources that they ended up feeling are their own. You know, in Nigeria, we have those we call the owners of Nigeria. Do you get that? And they form different, they part themselves into different parts of Nigeria in a way, right, that at the center, whoever controls the center, something like from this statement, Turn by Turn Nigeria Limited. Yeah, that's where that comes from. It simply means if you manage to get a hold of the center, you are representing the people, your people, not Nigeria, so to say. You may pretend that, but you are representing your people, and whatever you do with that power, right, you and your people would have to be held responsible for it in a way. But that's kind of a disguise, because in most cases, that's just like a ticket into gaining that power. So why are they so kind of a desperate about power? And when they get that power, it never serves anybody's interest. It's because of the resources around that power and the irresponsibility, unaccountability that surrounds. It's called winner takes it all. So everybody wants to get to their own turn. Get there, do your worst, do whatever you can. Because once other people get there, then that's it. You may never get that chance again. Turn by turn desperation, because of the resources that they don't have to account for, the resources that they can share just as they wish and like. And in all of this, it has brought nothing but endless chaos, lawlessness, anarchy. I mean, name it, upon Nigeria. And they say corruption caused all of that. No. The greed for power and the irresponsibility and unaccountability around it, which everybody somehow have studied, and a lot of them are waiting for their turn. So when oil was booming, right, it was like a free money, free dollar, until this APC Egbekegbe came. When APC Egbekegbe came, they didn't just get so greedy with the oil money. They actually swallowed the whole thing, to the point that the NNPC in Nigeria, at a point in 2022, remitted money to Nigeria just twice. I mean, it got to a point whereby they were actually counting days, months for them. Until July 2022, NNPC in Nigeria, which on record keeps reporting they were selling 900,000 barrel of crude oil. They are selling 800,000 barrel of crude oil. That's just what the record says. But no time is being remitted to Nigeria. Like I said, when they make all those sales, they put the money in a jar. They share the money according to population. Right? But when APC Egbekegbe came, there was nothing to put in that jar. Yes, there was nothing. I mean, it became so secretive that people have no idea what is actually going on anywhere with their oil industry anymore. Until the breaking news of APC Egbekegbe increasing the stealing of crude oil, like stolen crude oil in Nigeria, was put at about 40,000, 50,000 barrel a day, right? APC Egbekegbe came from nowhere. That jumped to over 750,000 barrel of crude oil every day. Big vessels will load crude oil, stolen crude oil from Nigerian water, and Nigeria didn't see them. And for straight 6 years, they were taking all this oil, right? Nigeria was sinking. So the crude oil was not really much lucrative anymore. However, whatever is left of it, they will have a share of it, even if Nigeria is going to break up, as many are actually expecting. So what happened? NNPC investing in looking for crude oil in northern Nigeria, and the same NNPC, right, opened a side colo. It's not even like a small colo, right? Subsidy. Before APC Egbekegbe came in, Subsidy was made known to be fraud, corruption, absolute no explanation for it, stealing of your money. Now let me explain what their subsidy means, okay? Before I go into what they did with that. Subsidy in Nigeria is the only thing that actually make the Nigerians, right, have a share of their crude oil wealth. What does that mean? Nigeria is, or was, once the third oil or largest oil producer in the world. Today, Nigeria is the second, no thanks to APC Egbekegbe. But I'll get to that. Nigeria lost that position #1 in Africa because Nigeria, meeting OPEC quota, was supposed to be producing or providing, 1.8 million barrels of crude oil every day into that oil market in order to keep the whole thing. You know what I mean? But under APC Egbekegbe, who came in and they met the production of Nigeria oil, at 1.92 million barrel every day, right? And the loss to those who are stealing crude oil in Nigeria at between 40 and 50,000 barrels, right? APC, Egbekegbe came in. That production line dropped. And it didn't just drop. It dropped so drastically that APC, NNPC, and the Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria is Buhari, the president. Do you understand that now? So it dropped so drastically that Nigeria lost its place in the whole thing and lost so much money. No. So subsidy is a way, right? Because Nigeria can't refine our own crude and produce its own local oil, fuel consumption, right? Produce that locally. They can't. Corruption has made them to turn their own refineries, right? Who, according to them, were working. They're working at 50% capacity when this APC Egbekegbe came in. Today, your refineries in Nigeria are barely working at a 10% capacity. After they have spent or expended over $4 billion. I'm not making all these figures up. You can look them up online. In fact, if you check them out, I might actually have been so generous with the figures. It's so ridiculous that Nigeria couldn't produce our own local fuel. So they have to depend on those who are going to be bringing them to Nigeria. Guess who are those who are bringing those oil to Nigeria? They are those who have no business with oil, but they are called oil marketers. I'll tell you. It's called slots, okay? So from the NNPC, your own NNPC, they will arrange from how they are going to load the crude oil from Nigeria, including to wherever they are moving to, wherever, right? And somebody like me, my name will appear on the whole contract. That contract will be you, Mayegun. We are giving you, right, 1 million barrel of crude oil. You are going to give to us back, You're going to give us 10 million liters of petrol. You're going to give us this or that, which we are going to buy back from you. Now, here is the corruption. Nigeria will see to the loading of their crude oil, right? And the cost of loading the crude oil and moving it out of Nigeria to the destination where they are going to refine the crude oil, right? The cost of moving, then the cost of refining it there, then the cost of moving it back to Nigeria, which they now call landing cost. The deeper corruption. So they will now factor all this cost into what they will sell the 10 liters of that petrol they are bringing back. Now, if they feel like the whole thing will make them sell 1 liter of petrol to you at 500 naira per liter, remember the corruption that gave birth to it. Remember those who opened the window of that business. The same government, your government. So now they will now start negotiating and say, okay, you know what? We don't want you to sell at 500 naira per liter to our people. What we're going to do is that we will pay for 400 naira per liter. So out of 10 million liters that you are bringing over, right? So it simply means the government of Nigeria, right, will pay they will pay 400 naira per each liter, right? Whatever the number will be, please help me. Now you would have to pay just 100 naira. So when that petrol now gets in, yeah, that's when the petrol will now be shared to all your petrol stations and they will be able to load them. Okay? Now let me now tell you what they have done. Under APC, Egbekegbe, they said they have downgraded the downstream. They have reformed the downstream and upstream sectors of petroleum in Nigeria. Fraud, which means governments have no business or should not have any business in petrol business or what have you anymore. But it's a lie. You know what they have done? They now open small kolo. Despite opening the whole country, not just terrorists they brought in, they brought in those who are like oil thieves, and they gave them breathing and operational space for years before they started pretending to be finding them out last year, right? Now, what they have done in this case, right, is that as much as those people are stealing your crude oil on the side, your production has been cut more than half, right? That means you have less money from what you have or what they claim to be producing, right? Now, that money that you expect back from the little one they are declaring that they are selling, Abi, that money will now have to go and pay for subsidy. If not, you would have to go and buy petrol at 1,000 naira per liter. And they are just trying to help you. So from nowhere, subsidy in Nigeria that used to be between 250 billion and 400 billion naira suddenly jumped to 700 billion in 2016, 950 billion in 2017, in 2018, 1.1 trillion, in 2020, even when there was this pandemic, no money, they still spent 1.2 trillion on subsidy. Now, when they got to 2021, 2022, they started putting together the final cash outs for the first time. And you know the funniest thing, when Nigeria was paying 250 billion on subsidy, you were buying fuel at 87 naira per liter. Today, Nigeria is paying, well, in their 2022 budget, APC budget, they are going to spend 3.8 trillion naira on subsidy. But today, you are buying the fuel at how much? 200 naira, 250, 500 naira. Some of you are buying at 400 naira, 300 naira per liter. Abi? Now, what that simply means is that they are expending more money to the criminals they opened the door for. Now, another thing is this, you see your stolen crude oil. They are not being stolen by ghosts. They are stolen by countries that are pretending to be giving you aid. Sweden, Netherlands. They are taking all these years under these people. When they figured it out, who are those running the business? NNPC in Nigeria. So they ran Nigeria aground to the point that there was actually no single money from that same oil anymore, that they have to resort into borrowing. 77 trillion naira is Nigeria's debt today. No thanks to APC. So some said maybe they are doing all of this for the time that so that they can finish Nigeria finally. Now that they are discovering oil, if you want to renegotiate Nigeria now, maybe the conversation should start. Yeah, some people believe that. Because when you look at what they have done from the word go till now, till now, you can tell they were actually up for something. Yes, they were, and they are still. Yeah? So the breaking news said they have discovered oil in Nassarawa. Let me tell you one other thing. One quick one. While they wait for your refineries to continue to rot away, and as they were stealing and looting and depleting everything they laid their hands on, selling the national asset to themselves as scraps, and the money disappearing just like that, yeah? A majority of them, they were pulling their resources, laundering their money out of Nigeria through different banks in Europe, who are ending up as lenders who pull resources together, and they are about to deliver to you the biggest refinery in the whole wide world of its own category, Dangote Refineries. Now, if you are going to get the big story on that later, I mean, I don't think it should be something so difficult to do. Nigeria, the giant of Africa, Nigeria, which has over 7 refineries built, well, long time ago, old than a cake. Nigeria is unable, right, to build and manage a proper state-run refineries that could indeed help, no matter how little, help in reducing the sufferings that they have unleashed on their people. I mean, tell me about it. But an individual can, and you are not smart enough to see through that, yeah? I mean, it got stuck at a point, for those who know Dangote very well, right? a quota system billionaire. Under APC, Egbekegbe, his dream of building a refinery, which he has been like scribbling around from 2013 for the first time in his own business life. They gave him the unhindered, unchecked access to the Nigeria Central Bank. Ask Emefiele as those who stand surety and guarantor for Dangote. Well, fear. You have what you have in Nigeria, right? Pretentious socialism is actually what we call chronic capitalism. You know that, Abi? Now, if they all put their resources and put it behind Dangote, and he's going to deliver to you the biggest refineries ever, and he's going to also, according to them, he is going to create 130,000 direct jobs and 300,000 indirect job, and he is also going to help you and Nigeria to stabilize your naira by buying your crude oil in naira. Hello, that means Dangote, a quota system billionaire, has made the best of the best deal of his life and for his generations to come. Who can ever see this coming? No. Now, Dangote is going to be, according to the APC, Dangote is going to now be the legacy of APC. Buhari, I will explain that to you, just in case if you don't know. Nigeria decided under APC, to go abroad and seek a loan of $6.5 billion in order to construct a 4,000 or how many kilometers of a pipeline from the creek of Niger Delta, so that they can start pumping the crude oil from Niger Delta straight to Niger Republic. And from there, the promise is that they will then go from Niger Republic, they're going to cross straight to Morocco. And from Morocco, they're going to lay more pipes, and they're going to cross over into Spain. You have no idea of that, do you? Now, Nigeria has borrowed money for that. But they only needed to build at least, according to this Dangote Refinery and all that, if they don't want to build anything so big, Nigeria will build something half of what Dangote is building, right? They will build that with just about $12 billion. They could have borrowed that, you know that. But under APC, under this Buhari, they are using your name, just same way they are using your name, the name of your children, generations yet unborn, as they are using them as collateral in all these loans, right? One of them is to construct rail line from Kano to Maradi, and Nigeria will build everything from scratch. And the Niger Republic, no, they are just our brother in the next room. Now, Nigeria is spending over $6 billion laying pipes. Now, the other deal is that now, Dangote, don't be surprised that when they were talking about round tripping in the Central Bank of Nigeria, one big evil thing that Emefiele did to destroy your naira, destroy some of your businesses, destroy some of your jobs, make many of you jobless today. Round tripping, okay? People who are running real businesses that are being like a double, triple, quadruple taxed by different criminal agents of government out there. Those who are running businesses, right? They had to like cough out humongous amount of money in exchange for forex. But you see that Abu Suduki, who is a Meshai somewhere in Kano, but he's now a relative of one of the jihadists ruling Nigeria. They've given him a slot of central bank round-tripping dollars. Now, that Suduki will now be the one selling the dollars at whatever price he wants after receiving the same dollar at the ridiculous exchange rate in the hand of the Central Bank of Nigeria. They did this for 2 straight years. Nigeria Naira never recovered from them. Dangote has been enjoying the same thing, God knows for how long. I mean, talk about the monopoly, talk about the crony capitalism. He is the only person that have access to and fro, open and close of Nigeria border. Yes, he's the only person. If you try it, you are a smuggler. He could bring anything, grains, rice, whatever. They rely on him and Boa. These are the privileges of when your man hold power. That's it. That is the desperation. That is what majority of other people wanted with Nigeria. And that's what we are trying to say. You can stop killing yourself because of all of this and let everybody just handle their own affair. And you realize that it's not worth it. Right? So Dangote has been enjoying this same dollar, the parity, whatever. If they're exchanging dollar for 100 naira out there, they're not going to give it to Dangote for 100 naira. Everybody knows that. If they're exchanging it for 500 naira out there, they're never going to give it to him like that. You know that. A lot of businessmen and women out there, they know that. He enjoys that. That's why we call him quota system billionaire. They may tell you he's the big, richest black man. Richest, no, we know. It's the quota system. He is holding forth for the crooked criminals who have destroyed and looted Nigeria. Do I have evidence? Of course. Ask the real, what do you call it? Ask the real people who actually knows them to tell them to open their books. Yeah, let them open their books. Let's know their investors. Let's see where every penny is coming from. Then probably you have an idea what it means to be a Dangote in Nigeria, of that Nigeria. Anyway, he's been enjoying it for a very long time. But would you be surprised that if they are selling a barrel of crude oil this is where another big scam that you probably won't understand, or you will never really understand until they start acting up, okay? Nigeria can't build or run a successful oil industry, refineries and all that because of corruption, Abi. Now, Dangote is building one. But they have to make sure that they set the stage for him, Abi. So if you wake up tomorrow and they say a barrel of crude oil is $100, they may tell you that Dangote is being supplied the crude oil at 100 naira. You know, $100 normally should be how much? About 600 to 700 naira, Abi? Abi? No, what am I saying? To $1, 700. That should be somewhere around 70,000 naira. Abi? $100 per barrel. But imagine where they are telling you that they are going to be supplying him. Now, here is it all. Currently, Nigeria is producing about 900 or 1 million barrel of crude oil every day. Okay? Now, out of that, they are going to be allocating 650,000 barrels of crude oil to Dangote every day, which simply means Dangote will be taking about 70% of the Nigeria crude oil at the Naira exchange rates. Listen to me. Currently, you are buying petrol at 400 naira, 270 naira, 300 naira, whatever price you are buying it right now. They are at the stage being set because they said they are importing the crude oil to Nigeria and then they are subsidizing it. To stop subsidy, they would rather just subsidize Dangote. Now, the question is, would Dangote be paying the Naira equivalent? You know why I'm asking? It's because as a quota system arrangement, this is not in your interest to start with. Okay? Of course, it's going to earn more money for Nigeria, but it's not going to be more money for Nigeria account like that. It's going to be more money into the pockets of those who put together this once in a century, once in a lifetime scheme to scam a whole nation. Anyway, so what will happen is this. If you wake up tomorrow and they say a barrel of crude oil is being sold to Dangote for 100 naira or 1,000 naira, what are you going to do when you still go out there and you'd expect that now that you have the oil and it's going to be supplying you And listen to this, listen to this. The reason why they say subsidy, subsidy multiplied or quadrupled to what it is today. One of the lies is that more of you are using oil more. You are using fuel more today. They're using more fuel rather, which means you have more cars. Now, they said before they came in Nigeria, Nigerians were using between 12 million 12 million liters of petrol every day on account of. And they are paying subsidy on that. That was why your subsidy was around 200 billion, 300 billion at the time. Today, APC are claiming that more than 100 million liters is what you use every day in Nigeria now. So what people are now asking is, if you fill your tank, you are not a commercial bus driver. If you fill the tank of your car today, full tank, do you fill the same car full tomorrow and the day after and the day after? So according to APC, you are using 100 million liters. So somehow Dangote is going to be providing about 10% of that. It is all GPT. The numbers don't add up. It's one lie after the other. That's why I'm saying that you should know this is not in your interest. I don't want to talk about the economic hazard, the economic danger of this refinery on its own. But fine. The people who are going to be the victim of that environmental degradation and hazard, knowing Nigeria for what it is, knowing Dangote and everything business, every Dangote business in everywhere in Nigeria. The people in Ewekoro, the people in Shagam, those who have lost their family members, their children, into the reckless driving and trucks of, all I mean. So you get to see, to have to live, to learn to live more with this, or how to live with it. So that is why whenever Nigeria finally breaks up, right? Or should I say, start with this. The reasons why the breaking up of Nigeria is going to become more and more expensive is because you see these guys, the way they have shared the entire place, not to your own advantage, but to themselves, right? It will get to a stage whereby their investment, everything they are putting all their stolen stuff on right now, they will be trapped in different territories that they will no longer be able to control. Guess what will happen, right? Then they would have to learn how to do things legally. When those territories are no longer in their control, they will eventually lose them. It's going to be tougher now because they have so much $25 billion investment that they expect to bring back at least $20 billion return or more. If you buy any of Dangote shares or what have you now, you probably will share in the wealth too if they let you get to buy them. You know why? This is the gigantic, scam of the century, not for development, a chronic capitalist arrangement. And guess what? A lot of people are going to suffer for it. So you might possibly just get a bite if you are that an investor. I mean, just saying, because one day it will no longer be called Dangote Refineries. Yes, one day. How soon? How long? I don't know. But it will no longer be called Dangote Refineries. It will be called a nationalized name of the territory it's currently dwelling. And as businessman, he would have to like either what? I don't want to say much. Anyway, they are discovering oil in the north. And that means if the push come to shove, and shove come to pushy, they wouldn't have to lose out in much after all. But if you have to use the Nigeria context in a way, oh dear, for those who know better, for those who know better, for those who have actually told us severally, eyewitnesses and all that, talking about the escalated insecurity up north. They said, it's not about religion. It's not about the Boko Haram, not these guys. It's because of the extraction of different, precious stones, ranging from gold, natural resources, so lithium. They just came public now that, well, finally we have lithium up north. Do you know what a lithium is? That's what they need in making, that's part of what they use in making batteries, car batteries. And they are talking about electric cars and all of that. All of these things are prospects for a prosperous Arewa Republic. But do you know what is likely going to be the fight of degeneration coming? Or should I say, what will likely be the passion of the generation of Northerners coming? In my view, is never going to be about Nigeria at some point. It's not looking good anyway, yeah? And then it seems that all these old criminals who are now facing out, facing out and then, expiring, maybe, whether it's a thing of trusting or not, right? Leave out of the scam the suspicion you have for now, okay? What if finally they are seeing that it is ideal to begin to open up a lot of things that will give them their own future out of Nigeria? I don't know if you are probably seeing it that way or not. They may not extract any of their oil for the next 10, 15 years. Trust me. But events in Nigeria can move them to start extracting it in another 1 year. Now, all of these are going to give a different view of what this, because let me tell you this, an average northern Nigeria, right, from what I believe and I have seen, is groomed to believe that in Nigeria, right, if you follow the right path, talking about the leaders, if you choose to, and you are favored, okay, once you are favored, you can be anything in Nigeria, an average northerner. And that is why the mentality of obeying the leader or following the leader and questioning their judgment becomes more kind of not attractive, because in most cases you are just being conditioned, you are being groomed for something bigger. And if you perfect your art very well, you may be favored like everyone else, because people come. Some of these people who they call their leaders in northern Nigeria today, some of those you see as governors and the rest, the majority of them too, right, they come from the background of that kind of tutelage. Seriously. So, and that is why when they finally, that's why it's more or less like a mob mentality. That is why an ignorant northern, an average northerner will tell you, they own Nigeria. They control Nigeria. They can do whatever they like. That you are all our slaves. You can continue to brag. We will kill you if you know that stuff. Even though is the example of what is actually a failure of leadership to start with, is miseducated or uneducated at all. Do you get that? Is economically impoverished, is economically disadvantaged. But here you are, as a northerner, is made to believe that, listen, your religion as a northerner, as a Muslim, is the right one. Obeying your sheikh and your leaders and your political leaders are made by Allah, the Almighty Allah, which will also kind of make you a leader one day. All these are indoctrination that they embedded in this northerners from childhood. Even though when they say poverty in Nigeria, corruption in Nigeria, underdevelopment in Nigeria, terrorism in Nigeria, name it. When they begin to collate the names of the victims, the northern Nigeria will share the bigger part of it. Yet, an average, miseducated, uneducated northern Nigeria believe that it doesn't matter what you call him. As long as Nigeria is concerned, you can go and read whatever you want to read. You can become whatever you want to become. When it comes to power, yeah, they control it. he doesn't even know that the power is not to his own advantage due to miseducation. When you say, oh, we are going to break up this country, we're going to do this and that, everybody's going to go their way, it's because of our oil, then you will see an average northerner that is not benefiting from any oil. It's not benefiting from anything. I mean, what is the benefit of the oil? Use the money to build school. Abi? Get the children educated. Abi? Create development in a way that children are safe. Abi? Young people who have opportunities to explore their different God-given talent in order to make contribution to the society. Is that not what you use the oil proceeds for? Development, opportunities. That average northerner that is not benefiting from anything is bragging because his leaders are controlling the oil, and he is happy because one day he is likely going to be opportuned to be that leader controlling that oil too, because mentally he's made to believe the oil belongs to him. So now that their leaders are declaring oil here, then that means some generation are going to rise up and they are not going to be seeing the oil elsewhere, because when you say the oil in Nigeria belongs to us, and now they are seeing what the oil, or what they are using the oil for, right there, right before their faces there, right before their eyes. They're not going to be like the old untrained ones that are forming Boko Haram all over the social media today, bragging on empty stomachs, impoverished, uneducated, miseducated, no opportunity. But as a northerner, they made him believe that he's going to be, you know what I mean? No matter how a southerner is educated, a northerner will continue to rule them. That is the mentality of an average northerner that is not benefiting from anything power. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Or you don't? Don't worry, you get it. I just believe that here, I mean, either these people who kept Nigeria underdeveloped, those who kept Nigeria in this way, forced together, despite our so many obvious differences. They said one Nigeria, but it is absolutely nothing one about Nigeria. It is just dog eat dog. The elite are united, but the Nigerians, they are victims. Dagger down. Maybe, just maybe, they are feeling like they don't want to die. Taking away the truth. The truth is that Nigeria was not meant to be together, my brother. I know how much we're born into this. We're made to believe that we are one country, but we are not. Listen, we are not. We are supposed to be brothers, right? With boundaries. And that is why the people who actually stood up and fought for independence of Nigeria, right? When they did their homework very well, they did not ask for one Nigeria. Listen to me. They didn't go into it as one. They went into that arrangement as partners. 3 parts. The north, the west, the east, which actually makes the south. And when they went into that alliance, it was an independent alliance. Rule yourself according to how you feel. Sharia, great, go for it. What else? Just do what you think is right for your people. Everything that raises and then keeps the value of your people. That was the arrangement. All this arise to call patriot, Nigeria call Lobe. All those things are the makings of the people who knew then that it was just for the personal gain. Look at us today. Look around you. Look at their election. Look at all that is going on. We are one country, Mayegun. Don't try to divide. I am not. I love it. You see, one of the first sign of possible recovery way I know is that people first live in denial. Hang on. When something is not being, when you're unable to explain something and reality sets in, to accept that reality, especially if you have lived all your life believing a lie, and you are figuring out, how come it's not working? We have the best of this. How come, it's not working because they don't want it to work. They never wanted it to work. The poverty is deliberate. The insecurity is deliberate. All of this whole thing you are witnessing, they are all deliberate, intentionally. But if they had respected that boundary, you will not hate Igbo as a Yoruba man. You will have no reason to hate any Igbo. The Igbos will have no reason to hate any Fulani. Talk less of a Fulani man hating an Hausa man. Hausa, you surprised? You better don't believe what the media is saying. Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. Hausa Fulani doesn't exist. Oh. There are Hausa, there are Fulani. So if you want to know when they say the killings up north here and there, do you know most people who are the victims are the Hausas? So are the Fulanis too. It's like a two parallel line that cannot meet. Apart from the political charade that you see out there, Hausa Fulani are one is a lie. They are begging, Hausas are begging for guns because of their family, the people that the Fulanis have slaughtered up north. Kanuris and the rest, Kanuris, they don't want to see Fulanis. Fulanis don't want to see Hausa. You know what I mean? For real, no joke. But all of this started when the one Nigerianists came together with different selfish ideas and agendas. They are clashing up there, but they shouldn't have. You wouldn't have to hate anyone. Listen, you will never have to. There will be no reason. You are in Eastern Nigeria. You see, when Nigeria got independence, you see all this oil, crude oil, Niger Delta, this or that. Nigeria did so bad. The person who suggested Biafra name, Naijo Manu from Niger Delta of today. When they were talking about the government of Eastern Nigeria, you have the Ijo, Ishekiri, Ibibios, the Igbos, the Anangi, all the other ethnic nationalities from the Eastern Nigeria. They were those who formed their government in Eastern Nigeria and gained independence. There was nothing like, we hate you, you know what I mean? But Nigeria did what Nigeria does best. Keep you divided. Hate on yourselves. Bury your history. Make you want to avenge and live in the hate that they kept in that part of the history. It wasn't like that. If the Igbos and the Anang and the Bibios and the Ijos and the Shekiris and all of them, if they had the issue back in the day, they take it to the Eastern House. Yeah, they had a house. They call it Eastern House. Enugu. That's where everybody meet to trash it out. Not Abuja. They go to Enugu. They saw themselves. When it was time to declare Biafra, and they did a referendum, the referendum was conducted across the Eastern Nigeria, including today's Niger Delta. Oh dear. 98.7% of them voted yes for Biafra. And they gave Ojukwu 14 days. They call them the Council of Elders. Council of Elders, the rulers of the Eastern Nigeria. That was what it used to be. Same in Western Nigeria. Same in Northern Nigeria. Everybody was dealing with their own affairs. Well, anyway, event, history, a lot happened. A lot happened. And then they forced one Nigeria on you. Now they want to tell you that without any explanation and all that, with the dirty politics and all that they're playing, they just want you to accept the fact that Aminu from Borno, and then Mayegun from Ijebu, and Emeka Oyekachi from Imo, that we were supposed to come together even though we can never understand ourselves. You know that. Aminu will start speaking Kanuri or Fufude or other languages. I have no clue. Emeka may start, Oyekachi may start speaking Igbo or any other dialect. I may not get a clue. I won't. And if I start speaking my own Ijebu, and we are all speaking there, we will never understand ourselves. If it's not for this colonialist language, English language, you probably won't understand a thing I've been saying all this while. That is the country they forced people together and they said, you can't talk about it. No, you can't talk about it. You must live together. You can't even discuss your differences. All because the greedy ones who enjoyed the whole thing wanted to keep their loot all together. It's just a basic thing. So if you live in denial by telling yourself that it could be done the other way, well, you are welcome to the party. I'm so sorry they took history away. Many of you would have read a lot that would have told you that nothing you are doing today is new. It has always been like that. Yeah, it has always been like that. There's always a time they will make it look like, okay, yeah, we could, okay, maybe. No, come on. It's all playing you. And if you have to spend 4 years, 8 years of your life, or 10 years, 20, I mean, it's depressing, I would say. And when you now look around and you see this kind of people who are like, they have no shame to start with, okay? So Kalu met with people they call the businessmen or what have you, and he was talking to them about continuing from where the wreck and the wreckage that APC Egbe has brought, right? It will continue from there. Now, I told you that they are organizing what is called a basement campaign strategy. Basement campaign strategy is when they ensure that they screen everybody who have access to Tinubu anywhere. You can't just come in and say you want to ask him question. Somebody who wants to be the president of Nigeria, you can't expose him. So they have to make sure that everything is scripted. So they took him to a place, I think just yesterday, to meet with some people talking about his policy and all of that. So they had everybody that you can't go live. We don't want anybody to see what's going on in here. Record it, and then you can go and do editing, cut and paste to share. A majority of the media houses agreed, except for the Arise TV. Yeah, Arise Television or Arise News. What are they called? Arise News got there. You know they are fighting Arise right now, and a lot of media houses too. Una go welcome to North Korea, King Jong-un. Abi, you go hear like Kolu. That's a King Jong-Kolu. King Kolu. King Jong-Kolu. Whoa. It won't reach 6 months before all of you will begin to feel like, man, Buhari was better. I mean, in this lifetime, in your lifetime, imagine you waking up one day and say, I have never believed that there could be anybody worse than Buhari. You are about to see one that is worse than Buhari. Anyway, they managed to get some cut and paste, and we got some. I'll share that with you. Kalu telling them how he's going to build a pipeline to Europe. Harness your resources for development. And on like that. Just for your own entertainment, please.
I want to be president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then I know I have to be diplomatic. So there are certain things. Contradiction between the West, Europe, America, and Africa. Climate change. We have gas on the ground. We need long-term money to build the pipeline, get to Europe and compete and make money, invest in us. This is the time of your need. Don't classify the gas as a dangerous item after you have developed. Many of your towns, cities, and states, you are still using coal. How can you say poor country like mine we have to comply with the same standard as yours. I must say more than that now. I'm facing an election. Two Yorubas, Bami, Wakobare, no. Save me, save me. You have to save yourself first. Diplomatically, what we have. I want to be president.
Call you. In fact, that's your president too. If they declare him as your, that's what you have to deal with for another 4 years or 8 years. So you better see me as I am. I am always prepared for the worst to happen. I don't always wish like, okay, yeah, I wish my wish come this. But what if your wish doesn't come to wish? Call you and come deal when it gets to United Nations, it will just probably be like, I'm gonna leave this thing. Russia, you get? I don't care what you say. Instead of these people to invest money in going to space, give us money to lay pipeline to Europe for your gas, for your. I mean, he's a cracker, isn't he? But just wait for the interpreters. There are those, There are those. They don't pay them, okay? But they will explain to you what Kolu is saying. In fact, they will write articles for you. Have you not met the Agbadorians? They call them the Agbadorians. I call them Lagos Sabobakus. Oshobu Alimajiris. Sure, you remember them? They will explain to you. Tinubu is trying to let you know that it's a day. That's not how the world works. Anyway, Kolu was talking to his investors and all of them. He's going to go straight and make a deal with them in Europe and lay the pipeline down for them as well. Just same way he built Lagos. Something Dele Farotimi loves to disagree with all the time. Just another one.
But the truth is this. No matter how many times Bola Tinubu might care to repeat that lie that he built Lagos, it doesn't make it the truth. The reality on the ground is that the man built a Lagos where there is no hospital fit for him to use. He has built a Lagos where I doubt there is anybody in this building who sends their children to a school that he has built. So what Lagos did he build? The same one where people are spending 3-4 hours to get to work in the morning, another 3-4 hours to get to work in the evening?
But they said they built a blue rail.
What blue rail? For 16 years? 16 years? To build how many kilometers of rail? At what cost? Look, the reality is that when a lie travels for as long as the Bola Tinubu lies and myths have traveled, eventually it must fall flat. And those lies have come to their end. You build the blue rail for 16 years. At what cost? How many years have they been building the Fourth Mainland Bridge? At what cost? Lekki Koi Bridge. At what cost? How many years did they toll it for? Lekki Ekpe Expressway. They've been building it for the last 16 years. They've not finished building it. In different sections of that road, yeah, it's already failing. We've been subjected to horrendous traffic on that. Look, we're already speaking to the people. He can say, if he built the moon, if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Lagos. It would have been a creek. But the truth is this.
So they are waiting for him, he said. Oh, come on, guys. Isn't this so sweet?
No more ASU strike. 4 years calls for you, 4-year job. 7 years for 7 years job.
So the creator of Lagos was there yesterday, and the Lagos Abobakus, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass leakers, the all risers, very much out there to to get a call on for you until the next one. Or something I need to also share with you just before we proceed is this. There's a place called Akokwa. Oh dear, how did I miss that? I think it's called Akokwa in Imo State. You see that guy called Ikenga? Yeah, Ikenga. The guy that is always giving press releases about how INEC is planning to rig the 2023 election and all that. You remember that guy, Ikenga? Okay, if you don't know him, okay, I'll tell you a bit. There is a group called COP. Now, I have forgotten the full meaning of COP, but I can try to say PP at the end is political parties. Or maybe the U is union. Or maybe the C is the Congress or the Conference of, I don't know. They are called COP, CUPP. It is the assemblage of the political parties who are in opposition in Nigeria. So he happened to be, I don't know, maybe their leader or a member, or he is presenting himself as an activist. Now, you know what happened, right? This guy has been making so much expose. Seriously, that's how I got to know him anyway. Serious expose on the doctored voters register that they want to use for your election. He was one of those who first discovered that underage voters have been registered in their millions inside of your voters card in northern Nigeria, including some non-existing polling units in eastern Nigeria, including Imo State, especially Imo State. I think he's from Imo State himself. Now, you know what happened? The guy has become like all of that, has really attracted a lot of criminals in Nigeria to go after him. They've tried to kill him. Yeah, he's escaped assassination a few times. Yeah. But something happened today. They said the place is called Akokwa. Oh dear, man. Okay, let me go with that. It is Sha in Imo State. So today, just today, they invaded his country home. That guy, Ikenga. Omo, you want to see the damages? Nigeria get problem to no be small. Hopeless Uzodinjo has been fingered as the one after his life. He's probably raised the alarm several times. In fact, he raised the alarm that if anything happens to him, if anything should happen to him, Hopeless Uzodinjo, Imo governor should be held responsible. Since the day he started making those expose, fake name, fake, all of that in Imo State, all of this in readiness to rig Tinubu in. And they have all these names across eastern Nigeria. And some of you will be wondering, hey, ghosts don't vote for Tinubu. You don't know what they are bringing. I'm talking about the level of rigging you've never seen before. The one that will provoke you if they conduct the election. It will provoke you to say, which level now? Shall you get? Anyway, so today, they attacked this country home. I saw that earlier. And I'm like, I'm gonna share this with everyone. Just to let you know how barbaric, how evil, and how stone cold hearted the people who are chasing power in Nigeria, how far they can go, how much damages they can cause, including how many lives they can take. They killed, I think they said they killed his uncle today. I mean, look at this.
Whole house burnt down, burnt to the ground.
No, they came with something. They came with
gone.
Now go on there.
Only gone.
Okay, that thank you. Yeah, buy it over. Yeah, boss. Do I even find?
I know. Jacob. See, I am so terrible with what do you call it? So terrible with languages. I know. It's a terrible thing. You don't know what that means to me. I wish I could be like multi-linguistic, being able to but I've forgotten it now. They said it's pronounced as Akaukwa. So Akaukwa. Some said they say Akokwa. But you have an idea of what I'm saying. Look at another picture from that place.
In our life, my Facebook. This is the height of it. Ikenga's country home, razed to fire, razed down by fire. Ikenga's country home, razed down by fire, by unknown gunmen. Look at this.
like damages, burning, killing, and all of that. On top waiting. Eh? Anyway, look at this again.
Here.
Hello. Hello.
All the cars raised down. All the cars raised down. All the cars raised down.
To prove what? Supremacy or intolerance or what? And you know the saddest thing? You will be seeing different fingers being pointed everywhere now. You know why? Because Nigeria has no real law or law enforcement, no reliable, dependable law enforcement agents who can actually fish out those who are criminals perpetrating this and make them stand for their crime. But rather, everybody's going to be pointing fingers. So now these people do them, now that one do them. Before you know it, until another one happen again. I mean, anyway, a lot of us have been waiting for this guy, the G5, led by Wike, to shock us with the breaking news of who is going to be their candidate, as they have made so much noise about that in the recent time, right? They have gone quiet. So there is the clip where Wike was having an interview with the BBC. I had a shot of that where he was asked, when are you going to make your declaration? You said in January, and he just changed it. No, it didn't change that. It's not making it. But it was like, listen, I didn't say this particular day in January. I just said January. Because, Baba, a lot is going on now. Listen to Wike. That same Wike, our own.
Excellency, who is your presidential candidate for the 2023 election?
Why are you in a hurry? Why are you in a hurry?
We are in January. You said you
January. Did I tell you January 4th? Did I tell you January 10th? Did I tell you January 16th? You people are just calm down. We are all politicians. We all have our own political strategies.
The election is about a month away.
Oh, what is wrong in who told you that 24 hours nothing can happen in politics? Who told you that? Who told you that? You see, I don't work as an individual. You know what people don't understand? If you know what they call guerrilla warfare, there are different strategies on guerrilla warfare. There are different that are going to war. What you see today is not what you see tomorrow. I laugh at them when they say, oh, we're in touch with social governor. I laugh. Watch what is going to happen.
We've had several of the candidates come to, visit you. We've heard you've had meetings with several of them.
Yes, yes.
The candidate of the Labour Party and also Rabiu Kwankwaso. We also heard, this is not confirmed, that you also had a meeting with the candidate of the APC.
No. People are not saying the truth. People tell lies a lot. Before now, remember, we have said we met with Obi and Obasanjo in London. That time. We also met with Tinubu. We also met with Atiku. We also met with Kwankwaso. Whether you like it or not. Not this one they are saying that recently that we met in London and Kensington that we did not agree. So all kinds of blackmail and this. Each time they see with the G5 go out, they will say it's a meeting. We go to Spain, it's a meeting. You go to Turkey, it's a meeting. You go, it's a meeting. So even when you're with your family, it's a meeting.
So you are undecided? You have not decided?
It's not a question about undecided. That is left for me and my people.
One of your G5 governors have clearly shown support for the candidate of the Labour Party, that's the governor of Benue State. Yes. He has is declared his support for the candidate of the Labour Party.
You people misinterpret what he said. The man went to see him. What is wrong? He said, look, you're a good candidate. Is it because it's not his party? So it's only anybody who's in your party that's only good. What he said, look, you're a good candidate. Unfortunately, if I was in your party, I would have supported you. But PDP. What is the endorsement there? I don't understand. All you should have told him, get out, you're not a good candidate. Don't come here again. That's what, these are the kind of politics, a governor for almost 8 years. So if Obi comes to me and I say, look, you're a presidential material, does that mean an endorsement? For Christ's sake, you will know. It's not hidden. It will not be hidden, you will know. I'm not running away. You should know me very well. There are strategies in everything you do. We have strategies. Do this now. Do this tomorrow. Do this the next 1 week. Everything will be coming up. So don't rush. Even if it is, then it doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to tell you, PDP should have the opportunity. There will come a time the door will be shut. I'm nothing. If the heaven will come down, let it come down. I have told you, look, if that the heaven will come down, the heaven will come down. Let us see heaven come down.
Sean, sir. This is here, Masha. Sorry, you guys will have to give me time to call all his title. You know this guy, Abi? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Air Marshal, Chief of Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Director General of Jagaban's Army. She na gun did that chest. Abi wetin did that chest? She na gun be that thing we did that badge. And handcuff. Abi wetin be that one? Abi rubber tape. Okay. Dayo Israel, ladies and gentlemen, the newly formed general of the Jagaban army. Oya gbefun Dayo. You overdo. You dey overdo Dayo. You see, that's what I said. I said something like that on Mayegun's Diary Political. Dayo is overdoing it. Kilo leto yi. When they wanted to start Sharia army, Isba. Share you get. Now so if you see, share in Koba is saying. Jagaban army. This is the director. For those who know that the same tailor that made this dress, made the MC Olueron's dress. You see them? Now, so you go just they see different officers for road now. When Kolu become your president. See this one, He's already practicing. Some said he's pregnant. I said, no, that's a man shaming. We can't let anybody just because you are seeing that you're Israel, you are going to then start doing man shaming. There's nothing wrong in his oh dear, I wanted to say pregnancy. But anyway, I'll come back to that. Let's go to Kogi. Today in Kogi, Atiku is back, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He came back from London, not long ago. I think it was last night. And he was in Kogi today to talk to the people of Kogi State. Would you like to take a tour? Well, I'm going anyway, whether you want or not. I mean, I'm going to Kogi. So let's see what happened when Atiku was with the people of Kogi today.
APC, 2023, if the federal regions, if the federal regions, if the federal
Canary Dino. They just came back from Dubai. Dubai, you know, it was actually a good trip, okay? It was from Abuja to Dubai, and it was here Dubai for some time. That they needed to, you know, do some medical, right? So they put a package together and said, well, you could go to the House of Commons. Yeah, we will arrange some meetings for you there. Let's pretend that we, you know what I mean? So it was in London. According to him, he was discussing about how they're going to make your lives better in Nigeria. Great. And they are back. Canary Dino. Oh yeah, Befun.
Please wave your hand. If you're from the Central, Arabia. If you're from the West, wave your hand. Arabia people. Oh, Iyo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands. Kogi, if you vote Atiku, clap your hands. If you vote Okowa and you will vote PDP, if you know you will vote PDP. Please clap for yourselves, clap for yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, the next president of Nigeria. Why we took you through that road is because we have the House of Assembly on that road, we have the Central Bank on that road, we have DTS SSS on that road, we have House of Assembly on that road, and we have High Court on that road, we have Federal High Court on that road, and see as the road be. When you get to office, you are no power. You will help us to do that road. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, we want to bring to the microphone the Director General of this campaign, the Governor of Sokoto State, former Speaker of the House of Reps, Chairman Governors Forum, Chairman PDP Forum, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri.
This is no easy. When I was growing up in Nigeria, there's this thing that my mom used to say. She's not the only one who used to say that, okay? I don't know. I mean, you know, adult talk, Abi. So she would be like, ọkùnrin tó ń sun rárá fún ọkùnrin ẹgbẹ́ akọ iṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe o. So which I am going to loosely translate to a man. When you see a man sweating, entertaining another man for whatever is going to be his reward, no joke, no be small work, because for your sustenance of what do you call it? Your lifestyle that you have picked in this manner means even if you have to walk naked like Olaiya, Igwe, Baba, you go show them, may your food just not there where you go have to prove it before they serve you another one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not bringing the Director General of their campaign. I'm bringing Atiku himself. What did he tell them? In Kogi today, would you listen?
Kogiites, let me appeal to you. If you want all these issues to be resolved, PDP is your answer. Now, even look at Kogi State itself. Since the PDP stopped governing Kogi State, no development has taken place in the state. Is it not so? This stadium was built by PDP. Everything in Kogi was built by PDP. And the man who built it is here. Ibro. So, I know they can deceive you about APC, and you voted for them. You have now seen. You have now seen what APC means. It means poverty, unemployment, insecurity, lack of development. Every negative indices in human development has been brought about in this country by APC. We will not vote for APC again. Are you going to vote for APC? So, the people of Kogi State, we appeal to you. We are here not to deceive you. We are men of integrity, men and women of integrity. So, I want to appeal to you to make sure that if you want your next state government to benefit you, vote PDP in the presidential election. You will see that by the time we come to conduct the governorship election, we will take over Kogi State and make sure we deliver good governance to you, all of you. PDP! PDP! Power to the people. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Did you hear that? If you want development for your state, you need to vote PDP. Why are they always doing that? Is that not even like attestation to the, to their own, to the mockery of your sort of of your common sense in a way? I don't know if that statement is even does that even make any sense? No worry, it will make sense to you. I mean, the likes of Atifku, who are like changing parties. Like women change, well, women they don't even change past that way. I'm sorry, I don't know what to use as an example in a way. But can you believe that? They get so confused. Like, imagine when you are like in a plane, and they say, okay, all of this are like PDP, APC, and they're like, well, I thought we were like still in PDP. Oh, are we in APC? Where are we now? Imagine when you have to be reminded constantly and say, no, PDP, we are in PDP now. Say, for example, in APC, no, sir, we are in PDP now, PDP. And then you see some other ones, not that we're in APC. Day to day, PDAPC. That's Tifnumbu. Tifnumbu will say, PDAPC. Atifku will say, APPDP.
So, the people of Kogi State, we appeal to you. We are here not to deceive you. We are men of integrity, men and women of integrity. So, I want to appeal to you to make sure that if you want your next state government to benefit you, vote PDP in the president.
Vote AP or PDP, well, that's their own trouble. Majority of those who follow them are not even different as well. They are like APC, and then they are later now PDP. They are now like, some of them are now Labour, and some of them are now Accord. They are just like that. These are a reflection of those who are actually rooting for them as well. But let's go to, I mean, I think that's that reminds me.
You don't cast last. Everybody go shop breakfast.
That just reminds me of him, Pastor Ruga. Pastor Ruga knows they don't cast, and last everybody go shop the breakfast, except for the obedience, who are now coming as our savior. They are coming to save Nigeria. Obedience. They were in Ondo today. But me, as I'm following them on their trail and everything they are saying and where they are saying them, of course, I got few to share with you from Ondo today, where Obi was. But I don't know. I just feel like I should just say some prayer. Sorry, guys.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil
Alamin. So let's go to Ondo, where Obi and the obedience. Now, the only thing that happened in Ondo today, which I think is significant, right? I'll tell you. The only thing that happened is that, remember that Kolu had to go to Ondo. He had to sing Yoruba anthem just because he was trying to make sure that Baba Afenifere, that resigned like almost a year ago as the leader of Afenifere, retired. They had to go and wake him up to say, no, Afenifere did not endorse Obio. Tinubu sang Yoruba national anthem. He sang everything where they talk to me do. He told them the story of how he won APC Egbe ticket, and why would now that he has won the ticket, the Yorubas Afenifere are not supporting him. Isha managed to get one endorsement. Isha, we no last. He was pained. But you know what happened today? Somebody who appeared at Obi's rally said that he's the general secretary of Afenifere. Baba, they're going to take Milokon. They're going to use a Milokon cash trip today. Afenifere. This is Obi.
Oh my goodness, I just love this one. I just love this one.
Yeah, this is Mama.
Obi! Welcome, sir. Welcome to Akure, sir. Welcome, ma. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tracking. Then he went on to visit the ruler of Akure for a piece of advice. Let's go there.
I pray that by the grace of God to become president, God will give you the wisdom and the courage to take the difficult decisions that have to be taken if our nation and economy must be saved. Amen. The choices are very clear. We have challenges in security. Amen. I pray that.
Here you get. Meanwhile, somewhere outside Akure, obedient to a gathering, and in Jesus' name, before they went to Akure. Amen. Because it seems to be a well-attended rally. So the way he's been doing it, right, is this. Before going to the gathering where everybody is and all that, right, he will first meet with the students, meet women, arrange small town hall meeting, then go to his rally. I mean, that's what I have seen, and it seems that that's his own way of making that contact. And there are Ondo. Look at this. This one is with the religious people in Ondo, Akure.
India and China is 2.8 billion. 200. So we are one. You can see where we are. You can go on and on. There are 20 million of school children, the highest in the world. Our employment is nearly 50% today. For a country of our size, that is the worst unemployment in any nation. We have the highest youth unemployment. Our youth drug prevalence is the worst. Global average is 5.8%. Ours is 13.8%. Because you have my job, not related to the take to drug. The reason we have done very well, that we have overtaken in India 7 times our population in infant mortality. We are supposed to overtake them in 2025, but we did that in 2022. The list is endless. None of you today travels the road freely. None of you today goes out freely. Everybody lives in fear. Unite their body to everyone. People are being chased out of their villages. I was in IDP camp Christmas Day. People live in Nigeria and they are chased out of their home. I was in IDP camp 1st of January. People live in Nigeria and they are chased out of their home. That's where I come from. And it's getting worse. So many people don't know where the next day will come from. Why? This is relative respect of justice for over the years. Because you think, oh, I don't know, I must vote for the Obama. I must vote for an Igbo man. I must vote for another. India and China is 2.8 billion.
Then he met with the students. I think that's the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Futa. We heard. Then he told them, in his words, though, there's nobody local. Now you local.
It's not about my turn. It's nobody's turn. It is your turn to take back your country. If there's anybody who can campaign about turn, how should be? Southeast can say, we've never been there before. This is them. No. I'm a proud Igbo man. I'm a proud.
It's not about turn. It's about you. Some political talking point, okay? He said more. He was talking to them. He was with them for some time. And actually, I think they enjoyed it. I mean, video don't lie, except... Listen to this.
Your job is not to remind us where we're coming from. But if that place was good, you would have hired me. That's why we're saying we're offering something different. We're not here to tell the judicial praise and say how much we're going to visit you. No. And that's where I brought the line because, like I said, they're waiting for us every other place. Let me assure you, this year's election should not be on trial. No trial buys very cheaper. No trial have uninterrupted electricity like in old South where they do electricity for 10 years. Let me give you people 10 and take 10. Where they did for 10 years. Is it because an Igbo man is in power? No. Is it because the Yoruba man never seen power before? So it's not about time. This year the election should not be on religion. No religion buys bread cheaper. If you show me where Christians buy bread cheaper today, Muslims will come and buy the same thing. And go and price them. If you show the mosque, the Christians will we'll go and buy bread there. Anyone who wants to buy bread, say, go to Ondo Central Mosque, and then they sell them cheap. And buy it. So it's not about religion. That's elite manipulation. It's not about my tongue. It's nobody's tongue. It is your tongue to take back your country. Nobody's tongue. If there's anybody who can campaign about tongue, I should be. Scientists can say we've never been there before. This is them. No. I'm a proud Igbo man. I'm a proud man.
Anyway, his deputy or his own vice, Ahmed Dati, excuse me, sorry, also added his own voice too. And I think this is it.
Academic professors. But it's good to always hear from the academic people. So I'll let that answer that. And first,
Listen, let me take it from the beginning. I won't take so much of your time. We are products of colonial authorities. So when they were ruling most African countries, the manpower requirement was designed for their own demands. When they handed power back to us, the indigents, it was our headache, it was our responsibility to design our curricula to fit our demands. That did not happen satisfactorily. That is why we think some courses are irrelevant today. However, Mr. President in waiting has already told you, no knowledge is in vain. Believe me, even shoe shining is knowledge. That is why I was so mad at somebody who was criticizing somebody for studying hygiene in the 70s. That is so important. No knowledge ever goes in vain. Now, look at it, it's like a pyramid. Our approach.
They're just short clips, right? Anyway, in that same Akure, after all of that, it was an outdoor show this time where they have to like come out and speak. Now, here is one for your view.
Viagra you can do me. No wayo. I am a proud member of Nigeria. I'm a proud citizen. Yes, sir. I am even more proud to belong to Nigeria together with the rich culture of the Yoruba race. Alone. I'm proud to know Yoruba people. I'm proud to be associated. I'm proud to share Nigeria with you. Before now, Hausa man, in votes, MKO Abiola, I've been alive. Hausa man supported Olufalaye, I've been alive. Hausa man supported Obasanjo, I've been alive. We respect ourselves. We love ourselves.
Yeah, that's a dirty at the center. Meanwhile, here is another one.
Of the country, the people of Ondo State have always taken a position. You have always showed the way. And I know that again, our country, Nigeria, is at a crossroad at this point in time. The country is not working in all its ramifications. In all facets of our lives, the country is not working. From the economy to security to infrastructure, name them. The country is not working. And at a point in the history of Ondo people, the state also went through similar experiences. When PDP mismanaged the affairs of Ondo State, and Ondo people became tired of PDP, Labour Party rose to the occasion and Ondo people followed. This time around, our country.
Got you. And here is where I think this is the one where Afenifere General Secretary, who attended the rally in Akure as well, took a dig at Tekolu. I'm not sure, but let's see.
I tell you therefore that when anybody comes to you and tell you a miracle, tell them it's a lie. God bless you. God bless you. No, but this is the turn of the Southeast. When the president comes to Nigeria, when the presidency comes to the South, I know Obi does not like to say it is done. I'm not running on ethnic basis. Yes, but we know as a Federal, we are the first group in Nigeria to say it is the turn of the Southeast.
Now, some Yorubas don't like that. Afenifere endorsed, you know what I mean? Said, hey, in Nigeria, let's break everything up. You will not have to worry about an Igbo man who wants to be president, Abi. But as long as this fraudulent Nigeria remains, right? Now everybody get right to be the president. You know that. You would have to live with it. You have to. Same thing with you as well. As long as Nigeria remains, Fulani will be president, Kanuri will be, any of them should be. That's how it should be. It's just that that's not how they want it to be. That's why all of this old madness is going on everywhere. So Obi himself was there too. I think he had this to say.
Everyone knows our background. We're APC chairman, 75 years. PDP chairman, 70 years. Labour Party chairman, 52 years. Shut down schools when every other person in school in the world. We don't want people to run out of Nigeria again. We want them off. Go and pick the BBC. Go and pick your BBC. Go and pick your BBC. You have your BBC. You have your BBC, not up your hand.
right. I need something to lighten my mood a bit, something that will make me shake body small, even if it's just for a few minutes, a few seconds. You game. We have not finished though. I just thought we should take some little bit of, like, so noise.
Continue. 70 years old man. Child. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Jesus. Woman, is that you? Continue. 70 years old man. Child. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Jesus.
Let's go back to the Jagaban army. You see, when they wanted to take people hostage into slavery, they said at first, people were living in disbelief. How could anybody want to enslave other person like that and sell them off? For a piece of a glass cup, a piece of a mirror, today, 2022, the 21st, is it 21st century? 21st century, 2023 rather, 2023, now people they are say made them enslave them. But you know what you have to see is that to keep those who submitted willingly, to keep them fed, innocent people will have to pay for that. But it is just so sad that among the young people, even in APC, you see that you're Israel, I be that you're Palestine. That guy used to live in the UK. Seriously. I'm not sure 100% of what I view is probably British, which means when he was just a teenager, I'm not sure if he was born here. My research, deep that I don't go that far. I shall knew say he spent his teenage years in the UK or outside Nigeria, that you would expect that to have impacted on his life as a young man. Then, when you now realize that he is a member of APC, the political party that has impoverished more Nigerians, and listen to this, no joke. There are 133 million poor Nigerians right now, and that's just the official figure. For those who know better, they say they are over 170 million. Poor, very poor, not just poor, very chronically. Spiritually, as in, I don't know, anything that you can put, something that is like strong, poor. And out of that bracket, any number you come up with, just put 73% of that number, of that figure. Whatever you get, that is the population of the poor young Nigerians in Nigeria. They are the most affected by the poverty. You are hearing about this. Young people are those who are mostly affected. Today, we have depressed young people in Nigeria. I'm talking about, some of you will be like, Amadu Meloni, how old are you? How old are you that you are telling me that you are depressed? Baba, children are breadwinners today in Nigeria. And I'm talking about large, massive number, a depressive number of them. No thanks to APC. No wonder. When Kolu was finding a solution to unemployment in Nigeria, a genius Kolu dropped this. You didn't know it was a dog whistle until Israel says, Sean,
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. I mean, that's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
That's Kolu. Now you can welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the Jagaban Army. And this is the Grand Commander, Chief of Air Staff, Area Satellite Chief Army Staff, Area Commander, National West Africa Chief of Staff. Everything shiny type way you go know about Jagaban's army. This is the National Director, inspired by MC Olueron of Lagos. I mean, everybody's rebranding. If these ones are going to drop soldier uniform to pick you up on the road to collect money from you, they can go corporate. Look at that, corporate. I mean, if this one approach you, I say, oh, what that? About you go fearless, Nabi, or won't you? I think you would fear less. I don't know what they look like in the army. Now, I don't think these faces will come to me and I will not be scared. Or maybe the uniform is just to let you know that you don't really have to be scared. We are the Jagaban's army. We are coming. We are coming. Territories. More. You're going to see Agbero, they do graduation for Nassarawa, for Zamfara. Anybody will do well. If you can cock gun, you can operate a tractor. 50 million youth. They say, I'm not trying to mock you. I'm just trying to see the joke that you probably are not seeing. This is Dayo Israel. This guy lived in the UK. Are you with me? Now, you know what he has done? He done the overdo. Here you get. Immediately, Buhari is gone. When Tinubu comes in, you will have to get used to some of these uniforms. And now then you go know waiting the Lagosians, what they actually went through in the hand of these rogues for 23 years. Now you go know what it mean. You go see parastatal institutions where no day Nigeria now. They go set them up. But look at this guy. He is the big clown. But he's cashing out big time. You know what he did? He set up something he called Jagaban's Army. They were picking people on social media. Are you with me? They were picking influencers. They were picking anybody who has a social media handle, Facebook, Twitter. You know all those Facebook bandits, social media bandits, and Facebook adsmen of APC. You remember them? Now, these people are drafted. Listen, we can take this off first. This guy, he drafted unemployed, jobless, hungry, suffered APC supporters on social media. They picked them from everywhere. They now said, you are the Air Marshal, you, if I, for example, me now, Mayegun, they will say, Mayegun is the Air Marshal, Jagaban's army, Ogun State Air Marshal. So they now created all these funny positions. That's the title. He created all these funny positions, right? And he gave them different titles to make them feel important. Hungry boys and girls everywhere, okay? Now, he created another group. Very smart guy. He created another group. That group, he now called those ones, youngest statesmen. Those hungry vucelas on social media that will collect 50,000, 20,000, 30,000, recharge card and all those things, They take them somewhere. They organize food for them. They give them drinks. They take pictures with Tinubu's son. Everybody, those people that they are hearing about, that many of them are seen on social media, never seen before. They invited all of them. They are inviting them here and there. Give them food too. Give them a drink. Get them drunk. Give them drugs. Give them data. Try to make them feel important. Now unleash them on social media. Those are the hungry ones. Now, another set he created is that of the elite squad. Okay? Those ones are the children of politicians. El-Rufai's sons, Ajimobi's sons, Tinubu's sons, their grandchildren, all the senators, their children, sons, daughters. He now wrote all of their names. And he pulled all of them together. And he called them youngest statesmen. You see those hungry ones on social media, the ones that are always deceiving you, lying to you. Those ones you call influencers, Those ones, they call them Jagabanami. Shebi I know, say now. Say Jagaban, don't they used to Eruku? I'll tell you something. When I was still in Nigeria, right? Eruku shaye panyo. Then they change it again. Eruku shaye means Eruiku. They are the slave of death. Okay? And that is why they send them the message of death. Eru Iku. Those are the thugs. We know them as in Yoruba land. There are thugs. There are touts. There are Eru Iku. You see touts, Those are those ones who could pick your pocket, take your money, take your phone. It's all about, they call it hustling. Or you see Eru Iku, those ones, they send them the message of death. So because they are dying, they feel go. They feel kill 3. They themselves feel kill like 5 people. But they will kill them. Sure you get. Eruiku. In Lagos, they are like special hit squad. They call them special hit squad. They don't go out anyhow. Eruiku. So Eruiku shaye ponyo. Shaye la tata mo. Then they said, omo anobi Eruiku. Sure you get. So they say, Eruiku, yemanku, omaye, yenshaye, which is, they don't want to die anymore. So, those who they call Eruiku, are now transformed to Jagaban soldier. Sure you get? Aye etita. See, look at this guy. A very, very cunning, smart crook. Sure you get? When he now realized that, see people fighting, fighting for, what do you call it? Fighting for slaughter. Baba. When they now started announcing them because of, now, 50,000, 20,000, 30,000, they will share to them, all of them. Jobless boys. Very, very jobless boys. Nigeria, and so this guy can't get motivation, say, can you work, sha? Now so that they create structure. I don't get structure for all over Nigeria, sha. Even me, if I won't be president, I will be president too. Now, this guy is actually so full of himself, right? That he believed that if to say he himself alone will beat Atifku, will beat Kwakwanso, and will be no get chance. Because if you see network we don't put together. Now, that class war, those who wanted to be a Ruku, they are the ones called Jagaban Army. And in the last 8 months, you can tell that has been very, very, it's been living well. And in another 8 years, that you may be on a wheelchair. And they will tell you it's for medical reason because he may not be able to walk again, except he delivers whatever is in that belly. Stop it. It is called man shaming, I remember. So don't let us talk about his belly anymore. But for those hungry ones on social media working for his like, why won't it put on a uniform? Yeah. Nobody today that they still need a uniform. See your future, by the way. Anyway, I thought I should share that with you before I call it a night. Then I'm also thinking, should I take calls? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea, okay? Then I'll come back and take calls, okay? And we can call it a night. I've actually spent all the time. Please, let us spread our hand, okay? Spread your hand and say after me, okay? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Alhamdulillah.
Hello there, you still there, sir?
I am here, my ego. Good evening, sir.
How you doing?
Very well, sir. Afis Balogun, sir. Balogun to Pashekema de Loyoli.
Oh, yeah.
Baba.
Afisco, Omo Balogun. Terubamba, yeah, we all. Omo Balogun. How are you today, Baba?
Very well, thank you very much, Baba. Thank you so much for all you do and everything you do, Baba.
Thanks so much for the support as well.
I've been trying my best to keep in touch, watching everything that's been going on. With regards to the fundraising and everything that has been going on in your program anyway. But Baba, in fact, I
think if not because people will be like they are not used to it. Yeah, maybe I should be taking a break, like a day break, 1 day on, 1 day off. Every time I come back, I feel refreshed, and I think I speak clearer too. But when I do it, like it got to a point that just seems to be sapped out. Like
Mami Jagaban, Okuni Mami Jagabami, over Abdul Salami Abubakar.
Yeah.
But you understand, the guy is clever, but at the end of the day, if you look at the whole thing, Okuni Okorama part to what the Nigerian government has turned our country into. From Rama part here, you have a lot of Agberu that is clamoring for that man, Tinubu, and you have like all the elite children that is going to go and carry to put to one place as well. All these people are also want Tinubu to go there because all their father needs to go back to office. you understand, to continue the looting and everything. And now, Nassarawa town of the oil in it. Onikaluku Shamawa, Unikaluku ma lonely, Kuli. Onikaluku ma lonely. You understand? Along shift Unikaluku, Chetty by anything. It anybody shit too. Chego. We don't shit too. But I said you don't want to take calls tonight, but I thought I could quickly before you.
I have missed people, but taking calls is just like an extra for me. I've almost used all the time anyway. So yeah, such a pleasure that you
and it's like somebody who called you the other day said there's always things you want to say when you call my salon. But at the end of the day, my keep up the good work.
I will.
Do you understand?
I will.
My regards to Agbeke and the family.
Thank you very much. And it's same to yours as well.
Take care, Baba.
Stay safe, yeah?
Take care.
Nice one. I have, people said that this is the time you needed, somebody was telling me that this is the time you need Ahmed, though. Or I wouldn't break that moment for that. Ahmed. Oh, I just lost Ahmed. Ahmed just called in now and he's been trying to get in. Maybe he's coming in to just give me a little bit of a boost to what I have said so far. You there, Ahmed? How are you?
You need to go and join Jagaban Army.
Me? I'm trying to, but it's just that I don't know. You know, I can't eat agbado. I don't think I can eat agbado.
Oh, you cannot eat egg. You cannot eat bolly. Okay, I understand.
Anything that won't let me have access to my semo. We didn't see, even in my house, if I don't have access to my semo in 3 straight days,
my bad girl.
My mood will change, my attitude, everything will begin to go to south, and I'm telling you, it's not something I want to feel. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to join. But there are a lot of, there are lots of, there are lots of Abrodian Lagos Sabobakus. They should be going back home and join the army. Look at Israel, Dayo. General,
I want to talk something about that. You see, these are those things that will motivate if Tinubu should become their president. You see, these are those things that will motivate the rest of the Abrodian wearies
to go back.
They will feel like, these guys get way, take me find my way. You see? And that's the reason most of them
are supporting
they support this one like because most of them
and many of them are already failures. Abroad,
they are already failures.
So Nigeria could be a boost for them. Yeah, tell more.
Yes,
Ahmed.
Because most of the people that live back home, I will tell them, say, and when it's on Bambi Bayi, I think belong abroad they repair Hawaii to repair and want their own government did what they are supposed to do for them. That is why you feel like these people living abroad, they are rich. We are not rich. We are just living
we are just comfortable, surviving, and good enough that we could also reach out to others from the peanuts we have. But if in Nigeria, we'll probably be struggling like hell. Trust me.
Because how do we live here in abroad? There are jobs. There are jobs, a lot of jobs, millions of jobs that you can go and apply. You can sit in your house online, just apply for job, and you can even sit in your house and be working from home.
Yes.
Because during COVID, a lot of people, even up to date, some people they never go back work. They continue because
you are trying to talk about me. I worked from home for 2 years. From 2020 to 2022 until I felt like I'm done. Remember?
Yeah, some people they just feel like and they stuck to that thing up to date. They are still working from home and they are enjoying themselves. So you see, most of them back home, when this is what I used to do. I see, I am rich. I am not rich, but I am comfortable. Alhamdulillah. I'm happy about that. And it is because I have the opportunity where I am their governor in their government. Not as useless as the people that you are supporting back home. They are not as useless as them. So you get one weary for Facebook, one weary. He comes on the like from Suleja in come from. So you posted one this Jagabani, and the weary came back and he was like, you are a pastor, you live abroad and be writing nonsense, you are an army of anything, you are an enemy of anything good in Nigeria. Then he now added out and said, don't put tomorrow over, don't put tomorrow over.
Ahmed, that's what they do. They are pointing fingers. They love pointing fingers, but themselves. I free you, Baba. Let me reply him. You go tell me what you tell him more. Yeah.
When you take care of don't work. The best way chop your mama and you to buy it. So you got to son here now. That I call it son and give
that won't be like an extra. But don't tell me that any other thing.
I don't say.
Go on.
I don't say them they took work and you don't buy yes. So sorrow with it for a wrong. Now when you talk that the insult, so if you know don't understand outside, you know go pay you.
So he was calling me pay and to buy yate me soon. Is that what he said in Hausa?
He said don't put tomorrow ubanka. That means
and to buy yami soon. Yeah. Kilolo she and to buy yami soon.
No, he referred to your papa for that time. Me,
like they okay, like they refer to my papa. Oh, I see.
Me, I got refer to your mama
now. Ede ayede. I'm not gonna see peace, yo. I tell you, because if I did somewhere now, and somebody they talk say Dangorong Banya, and he's talking about my papa, and I'm there smiling.
And
somebody tell me say, nothing your papa they talk about. How peace one day for that kind of country? Where I discover.
Say some of them because those ones say they hear outside. If you don't fire them, they will come speak, use outside reply.
To cover it up. I know now. I know.
As you drop post, because most of the time as you drop post, as they work, you just drop post. I will just view them. When they go through comments, if you check Indro will post now, I'll go through comments. I just go through comments. If I don't see the one where I answer, I'll just like that. So anyone who I see say be like this one, make I touch him papa small. I would just throw and give him. As I give him, you know what they will come back. He can't say now only me I get better name because my Muslim name I use for there. So in can they look the name say that
like maybe you go rap you and say why are you defending this man now?
You understand? So
why are you not supposed to be on my side?
The only waiting control you can't say now only Shia see insult the government of Nigeria. Because if you go check most of the people where you say like say na Hausa them be where they support Shuore, you go see say now most of them are Shia. Because Shuore was
stood for them. I remember.
Most of them stood for them. Most of them are Shia members. So they don't like all those people. They prefer to even go for Shuore because when they were doing their protest, everything, he was there for them. So this animal was thinking, because his name was like, now only innocent and Shia people. I say, look, is he saying now go to
they call you Shia.
Complete animal. You can't just because I reply you can't call and shout. So this guy now where you didn't insult. Say from the history where you don't look from your own Nigeria where you did life for yourself, how much they don't talk in don't steal from your own country where they talk say in there abroad they talk rubbish. How much you talk say where they don't catch and say in steal like the other criminal way they root
where they talk
steal.
about.
How much they talk say just because in they talk true, you look and finish with the insult them. Meanwhile, the people where they make your life miserable, they were in Nigeria.
You know what I told people, Ahmed? You know what I said a time back, Ahmed? You know what I said a while back, when I said that, let's be honest, sincerely speaking, right? Everybody watching us right now, listening to me right now, if you look at me and you just feel like, I don't like this guy, I don't like him. To be honest, that you don't like me is not because I did anything wrong to you, Ahmed. It's not because I did anything wrong to anybody.
No.
What I did wrong is because I have spoken about people they respect. And for the way I spoke about them, in defense, they don't like me. Not because I did anything to anyone. And I keep saying that to everybody, like, did I do you anything? Did I do you anything? You are just enemy of Nigeria. How? I mean, don't give you electricity. I mean, they free the terrorists. Am I the one bagging your money, ferrying them away in private jets and all that? Am I the one who actually makes you jobless? Of course, it's not me. But when I talk about those who did all of that, some of you actually love them. Then you say you don't like me. You realize that even if you don't like me, it won't change anything because I am not the source of their problem. Ahmed.
Exactly the way thing I tell the guy be that. I try to explain. Up to now, I never seen a reply.
No, you're not going to reply.
I know say now we read, but at the Mondo, the moment we drop one, I dey give on like 1 or 2 lines where we say, "Umalo joku mama runuke." Who else this one they come up? Probably late that you have. So I know they think I deal with them. And there's this guy Edeki Suku. The one he was replying to on Facebook. So the guy was trying to advertise my gun for me when I spoke. When you posted something and I spoke, and say, "Oh, this is the kind of people go and listen to my gun." I started laughing. I said, "Well,
right. You have no idea."
The outside guy that I've been speaking is the same person
that you're actually a foundation member of the temple itself. So, Ahmed, thank you very much for stopping by. And it's actually good to hear from you again. I mean, I've been away for 2 days. Oh, is it 2 days or a day? And I've got tooth problem. It's not tooth problem, but I've got this swollen gum because I won't stop picking my teeth, right? And that
I think say your voice changed somehow, sir.
No, I wasn't feeling well. Voice. I've got a blister here. That's something I always get instead of me getting sick. But I said it might be sick, it might be soon. I'll just get blister. I'll get blister, I'll get cold, and I may just get a sore throat or swollen gum.
Is it disturbing you or something?
Well, it's not like aching. I mean, teeth ache and toothache or whatever, right? It's just like a swollen gum when you eat, when something touches it, right? You feel it. But not like when I'm talking. So I just felt so tired out yesterday. I just had to take a break.
Anyway, now you feel good, doctor.
I will recover. No worry. I've seen worse. No. I've been through worse, Ahmed. I'll be fine. Thank you very much. Right. Nice one, Baba. So that's Ahmed. And I have another caller. By the way, here we go. Hello there. You are connected, by the way, if you can hear me. Hello there. Okay. I think we have somebody who called in and they want to go and listen on TV if their voice will come out so that they will get to know that they are connected. Please, if you call in, right, just look at your phone. When you are connected, you see it start counting, right? And when it's counting, listen more. That will be my voice. Hello there.
Hello there. Yeah, good evening.
Sir, how are you?
I'm fine, my dear.
Good to hear from you again.
How's everything?
Well, I'm surviving.
Yeah.
Here.
I know. Before we start, okay, is it possible for you to put me? How do I put it? Let's talk in private, okay? Because I promised you last week the scientists I wanted to do that. You guys are.
I'll tell you something. I would love to have that, by the way, but I just can't promise.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, my days are so messed up that by the time I'm going to be like as quickly free, you may not. But I won't promise anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay? But yeah, I'll try. Okay. Yeah, I'll try. If you do, go on.
As we are talking now, can you do it? So you take me off from this thing. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But there is how long I could take. There's just
maybe 30 seconds. Is
that all right?
Just let you know my.
Okay then. Yeah. So guys, I'm gonna take a short break, and then when I get back, we will continue. Okay. So sorry about that. Okay. Somebody want to speak to me in camera. I'll be back. Okay. Don't go anywhere.
Shay, help us. Help us. There is God. There is God. God should descend. Today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child Laws, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay. Che, help us, oh. Help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find your child, your missing child. Will you keep quiet? No. Child, there is God, oh. There is God, oh. The bloods we are sharing, there is God, oh. 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 It's okay.
You get it?
Okay.
If you don't get it, forget about it. You get it?
Okay.
If you don't get it, forget about it. You get it?
Okay.
If you don't.
Right. So sorry about that. That took us a bit like a stretch. So are you back on, sir? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, brilliant. So thanks for what you've just told me anyway. So you still want to say something publicly as well, do you?
I just want to keep in one or two things. I think after all, you've been saying something which I must appreciate.
Well, I've said a lot tonight.
So I know you said a lot, and let me just keep in one or two things.
Please.
Now, regarding this oil they get in these two places or three places of politics. In Nassarawa and whatever they said they got it in North. We heard about Sokoto, I heard about Madugu. I found about those two places before, even that one maybe in the 80s. No, the drop was.
So it's not new. The news of them discovering oil is not new.
It's not new.
Really?
So I don't know.
Tell us about it, sir. Go on.
It's what I've heard. It's all over the news. I know.
So
they've been drilling everywhere. Oh yeah, they've been drilling everywhere. They've been drilling what is it called? Chart. So I don't even think
they will call it, yeah.
Those stuff. So I don't know who we want to believe until when the driller said, this is a litre we got from this area. I can never believe that. Okay? Well, it could be true, but not be true. But I've heard of about two places they've said they've drilled and they just wasted a lot of money.
Well, they found water in one, and then they found oil in another. So it's just that they may not have to drill the oil for another 10 years. You know that. They'll be collecting the oil derivation money, 13%.
That's why they are saying.
That's why people are suspicious.
So
that's why people are saying that it's not real.
This is the game. Come on, it's obvious now. They've said it before, so this is not new. So I'm skeptical about it. I must tell you the truth. But let's say I go. Maybe. Ọlọ́run kò síbi tọ́lọ́run sì lè sí nǹkan ẹ̀sìn. Ọlọ́run did a lot of things.
Gradually, the southern Nigeria won't have to brag about oil to northern Nigeria when oil is no longer valid in the conversation, right? Maybe break up will make sense to a lot of them.
Maybe
it's not even as if that they have a say if Nigeria want to break up or not. People don't know that, sir. There was a time I want to do a series in explaining to people the process of a country breaking up. Sure, you get, and to let people know that it's actually something from the ground up, not from the up down. When I say ground up, when people in Yoruba land, for example, are pro-independence, right? Pro-self-rule. The politicians and all of the elites in Yoruba land, they will either follow through or fall out. Do you know that? Now, when people say they want it, and the politicians can no longer control the narratives, Northern Nigeria, Eastern Nigeria, they have no say in whether we want to break away or not. And it will get to a point whereby that ignorance of saying, we will keep you, you are not going anywhere. We will keep you where you are not going anywhere, that they do say, the ignorance will begin to wear off. They will realize that they can't really keep anybody. It's only the threat of war, which Nigeria have used before, and they are threatening to use again. If not for that, and they will soon lose that control. Once they lose that, they have no say in anybody breaking away from Nigeria. People need to know that we want to leave Nigeria as Yorubas. Hausa can't stop us. Northern Nigeria can't stop us. That Biafrans want to leave. The Hausas and all of them can't stop them. But you know why? They are all sort of as elite ganging up and being able to stop anybody today is that those who control that resources, that money, they are keeping Nigeria together. We have no weapon. We have no resources to fight them. That's what makes it look like they are keeping us together. The day they lose all of that, then you understand that nobody is keeping anybody other than the criminals from each tribe and each ethnic group all over Nigeria. Forget it.
It's obvious, my ego. It is obvious. You know what? Do you? I mean, you know yourself. For instance, look at it. Let's look at it this way. They say Yoruba is now crazy about this agitation. The South, the East has been doing it for years.
Yes.
Now, how come now we have in the East? There's a division. I was expecting the eastern part of the district to be as the way we are doing it. They're doing as well. That tells you that some criminal behind all these things.
No,
all these that division.
See, there are criminals.
Yeah.
There are criminals operating in Eastern Nigeria, right? But for those who want to know better, for those who want to know better, the whole thing reeks of political influence, and I keep saying it. A government in Nigeria, for example, they know those who are armed. Do you get that now? They know those who harm them. They know those who are sponsors of some of these political upheavers. But because of the world we live in today, it's why waste your time investigating the criminals when you can just blame the IPOB for it? That's easy. No investigation, no nothing. Just go ahead and blame them for it. And if you need any proof, right? Well, there are young people everywhere. Grab as many as you want. Torture them, kill them, and display them. No real investigation. So if to say Nigeria is a real place, the Imo State governor came out and he said, of course, I've been one of those who said that, but let me tell you the truth. All the insecurity we are experiencing in Imo State and in Eastern Nigeria, it is the politicians who are like sore losers, who wanted power. They are those behind all this chaos. He said it. He didn't follow it up because it didn't meet the narrative.
So you get. That's to tell you that these people, they still believe the Nigeria belongs to them. You see, Obasanjo, because the way he's doing it, and those people in the north and some of the part in the east are seeing it as if, especially the north, are seeing it as if this man might be a betrayer because we've settled you. It's like he's coming up with, because it will be to them, it's a threat to them.
Well, it has become a threat, even if anybody don't want to say. Okay, even if you don't support him, even if you don't believe in their worldview, but you cannot deny the existential threat he has now posed. Whether he's going to beat them or not, that's a different conversation, though. The fact that for the first time we are seeing a third force for real, right? Let's leave all the story behind it for now. Is it real or a fluke? Even if people believe it was fluke, I don't think they are believing it's still fluke, but they might be living in denial of it, but it's existing. Are they not existing?
Of course.
The threat is existing.
Yeah, it's existing. Yeah.
Kaba?
That is why I still believe that Obasanjo as a person himself, because he finds himself in the middle of this now.
He's one of the owners of Nigeria. He believes that he knows the best for Nigeria.
He's going to go for it. It's daggering on him now, because at the end of the day, the Yoruba doesn't even like him in the first place. So you go to East, wherever they've been saying you are not Yoruba. Because he had, look, all these people that believed in Nigeria philosophy, including Obasanjo, they believe this Obasanjo will definitely go for this one.
What I suspect is this, right? Babangida has traveled to Germany. He's not coming back to Nigeria until after this whole thing, right? Obasanjo is processing peace deal in Tigray, the Tigray region in Ethiopia.
Okay.
No, Ethiopia. Yeah, Ethiopia. So he's there trying to save the world. Now, they can all just leave Nigeria once they sense the danger. They might have set the stage for it in a way. But should I tell you something? The man has a way of trying to sort of, should I say reborn or rebirth? He is already, right, on the side of the brewing political revolution, which they believe may escalate after next month, after February. So the likes of Obasanjo, they are already acting hero and guardians to the young people who want to kick the ass of PDP and APC. So you may not see much damages on it. It seems that just like before the end of the Civil War, remember the genocide, Obasanjo didn't shoot a gun at war, but he ended up having to receive to receive the peace deal. The Biafran soldiers that are actually surrendering, he ended up being the one to receive them. Remember?
I know.
This may be another one.
Even most of the glories he taken because he was like in the.
He welcomed them. I mean, he was the one they say, they surrendered to him. No, they didn't surrender to him. They didn't fight.
It was a small boy. Then they said him an errand. That's exactly what he's doing.
It was just following orders. Go there and take them. Go there and that's it. Muritala that walked straight into what do you call it, Asaba? Remember Asaba massacre? Muritala that walked to Asaba, and people of Asaba, women, children, men, they danced. They were wearing white. They were holding flag. They danced to welcome him. They were even fighting him. You remember? That Muritala is being praised as a hero in Nigeria today. Why is he a hero? Because he murdered children, women. He slaughtered them. Harmless ones. In the name of killing Igbos. Remember that. They worshipped him. His face is in their 20 naira. He's a hero, national hero. That's exactly what role Obasanjo played too. And as it is, it be like everything don't they collapse. The likes of Buhari and Co and God, the old order. Something is happening.
Buhari is the last minute man.
I am thinking so too. And I think they are trying to go on.
And he had his own plan as well. That man had his own plan as well. He has his own plan from the north. I know he has his own. The guy is ready to destroy this country.
Baba, if you are a northerner today, I'll ask you this one, and I'll say good night. Okay, if you are from the northern Nigeria, even though you may not benefit from this whole thing directly, okay, but if you as a northerner today on this phone right now, I want you to think about that for a minute before you answer me. Sincerely, okay? You as a northerner today, and with all the failures of Buhari that is so obvious, but realizing that true or false, real or fake, Buhari has discovered oil in northern Nigeria. Do you know there's a different feelings for it? Fake or real, true or false, Buhari is a different person to some of them right now. Do you get that? And it is actually part of the fraud that makes people think these guys mean well.
It's
pure fraud.
It's part of the fraud. That's the only one I want to say. Yes, it's part of the fraud. That's the only one I want to say. Do they not land? Euro mini. What are you talking about? I discovered her in my country. I mean, what are you talking about?
If not for him, our life would have been worse than this. You have no idea. There are those who made your life worse, like as it is right now. You have no idea. Don't ever think, if not for this person, if not for that one, our life, our people have been. You have no idea, and it breaks hearts. Honestly, it does.
I mean, I don't know how they. I mean, that brainwash was. I mean, I remember when we were kids. They keep on telling us that if you divide Nigeria, you are dead. You are done for. You dare not.
They will shoot us down.
Now they now realize that even these politicians, they've divided the country before ever you say you want to raise the whatever you want to raise now. They've divided it already. They've divided every resource. They've divided it. So what are we talking about? What is like?
They have shrunk the opportunity space. That as the population grows, the opportunity continues to shrink, and so are the people becoming more desperate. Imagine you, young person, being born into poverty. Baba, see, some of us didn't know what we survived, though. Honestly speaking, we should feel sorry for these young people that they are coming to this world now. Seriously, being born into poverty, where there is absolute nothing, no chance of any opportunity. You just have to, you just have to walk through that life, whatever is thrown at you, and then maybe you will live long enough to tell the story, and you can say, "Oh, I survived." Like myself, we have no idea.
If I go to Nigeria, I'll just be looking. I don't want me to ask me. I've found some of my fans. Some of them say that they almost. Yes, that's I want to do. Because you can see how people are hungry from their faces and what have you. You don't have to show up to anybody that you come from wherever you call you think you are coming. Because at times some people maybe it depends on age. You know, you can't compare when someone is in his 40s or 50s. I'm in my 60s now. So what am I going to show up?
Oh, lucky you. Look how you look like you are just in your 40s. I would have called you bro if I continue to look at you and this your picture, except if it's an old one.
Who am I to brag to? So tell me.
I know.
No, this kind of thing. I'm just do whatever I want to do there. Just look at small kids, help them a little way, talk to them. And what they are coming from. What made me to leave that country is the same thing, and it's still not worse now.
It's worse now. Sir, if not all, I would say part of what made you leave when you left a while ago, right, is still the same thing and worse that are going to send those who are supposed to be children away from that place now. Like it's always the same.
I will tell you.
Brain drain.
I left. Yes, I left during when the person was saying, well, is it 10,000 March?
Oh, 10,000 March. You left since Abacha time. You see? That was the time that we were using Abacha stove, sawdust.
25 years this year.
Wow.
It will be 25 years this year. Abacha saying that was Abacha.
Wow.
What's it called?
So you left 2 years before democracy. You left just probably a year after you left. Abacha died.
And that's where Abiola was their hand.
He was in jail.
They kept him there. Yeah. Couple of years later, they keep all up.
You saw the future then, and look at it today. So many people who left back then, they are saying it ended up being the best decision of their lives. They didn't want to. They had to. Or ended up being what? Some people left careers. People left careers when they saw that this career will no longer take care of my family with the way Nigeria is going. They left to start afresh abroad. 25 years ago, you left. And up to this moment, the only regret you have is that Nigeria has gone worse from what you left it as then.
I'm trying to okay, look, you young guys, well, let's be going and see what is going on. I mean, just be going up, coming and but at the end of the day, what are you going to show for them? It's like I don't really know what to say now to all these young ones. I don't just know.
Don't say anything.
I don't just know.
They will find out.
I mean,
there's something about Nigeria, right? You always find out.
I'm tired of living here.
Yeah, you'll find out.
I'm even tired of living here. And wait, that's the job I'm doing now. That's exactly what I'm doing now. Because I mean, what push you back? I have to go there. I have to make sure everything is ready for them. If at all they are coming over there. Can you believe that?
You can't feel safe by sending them to a place that you know is likely unsafe
you
for
can't,
them.
but I want them
So
to
you
know
have
the
to act.
places.
All of us.
I remember my daddy used to pick up from what is it called? Lagos to Ikene during Oru. Someone should like so we went there. That's like, but I know that we go there by ourselves and we used to it and we're happy. That's what because those 6 of you in here. If you don't bring all these young ones, I'm seeing everything here now.
Like what is left to do? 25 years. You see, when many people left Nigeria back then, right? A lot of us felt like we'll go out there, do what is right. I mean, legally, right? And then one day, if I have enough, I'm bringing a lot back home so that I can come back here. I want to build house. I want to build business. I want to do this or that. But this day, Baba, now your family member will be telling you, don't come, just send money. Hey, that's my grandma. Grandma tiku, mami tiku. I say, okay, I'm coming back. No, don't come. Just send money. That money you will use to buy tickets. Send the money. Nigeria is too dangerous now. That's what we are hearing from people now. Baba, you will talk to people and say, I'm coming. They will tell you, don't. Do they actually know what that means? Nigeria separated families. For 40 years, Nigeria has been separating families. Some people don't know what the psychological effect of that is. A lot of us have raised families. We have built families, businesses, successes abroad. Now, we can't even take them back home with confidence and say, I'm going. But when you say that, they say, why are you saying all the bad things about Nigeria? My own cousin came back with his family last month. People are going back. We're not saying they are not. But have you checked the number of people coming back? Compared to the number of people who are leaving, those who are coming back are reducing because, I mean, Baba, it was so. Now people are not even willing to go to take their own life savings, everything back to Nigeria to spend. I'll let you go, Baba. Thank you so much for tonight. And I will follow what you told me up.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. So that's a caller and quite an extensive conversation. So tomorrow we are going to have our Sunday sermon. But you see that Sunday sermon, I am also going to use that to complete our fundraiser for the Back to School project, where we have a plan, at least because of the time, a plan to reach out and support 5,000 school children in Yoruba land in the next couple of weeks by putting our money on printed exercise books for them, helping those children who are financially sort of struggling. It's not much, but we are happy to do that. We have already raised about 7 million naira, by the way. So if we raise 2 more million naira, definitely we'll be able to take care of 5,000 school children with 50,000 printed exercise books by the Yoruba Union, the organization that is here to re-educate, re-enlighten, and then refocus the purpose of self-determination. Make it a grassroots thing, a ground-up project that everybody is involved, inclusive idea. Make it an ideology. Yeah. Make the Yorubas want this. We all want it, but let's make it let's make a pronouncement about that, not just by saying, but by doing. We are not in a rush. We'll do our bit and we'll continue to show that. I have Mr. Taiwo. Mr. Taiwo, you know why I'm taking your call, right? Is because you are not going to stay long. You're going to spend just about 2 minutes.
No, not at all.
And I can round up. I was already rounding up anyway, but I can't see your call and leave. You might have something to want to say. Yeah.
Not at all.
How are you?
Oh, General.
Yes, sir.
I'm grateful. Hello.
Loud and clear, Mr. Taiwo.
Okay. I have. Let me just point two things and then let me leave because that's what 2 minutes we cover. I want us to take something very serious. We have provided something for Yoruba language teaching for everybody on Telegram now.
Okay.
The one I did before, I got it outside. But now we have homemade Yoruba teaching on Instagram now. Please, our people, don't let us play with our language. If you don't understand Yoruba before, I can tell you, you can understand Yoruba now. Because our teacher said, you can't master Yoruba by teaching Yoruba alone. You have to move from known to unknown. But if our children will understand Yoruba, we can't be teaching Yoruba all through in the class. You have to start with the English they have already known. All over the world. When she convinced me, I said, wow, but this is true. You have to teach, you will master Yoruba from English because most of these people over the years, they've left their language. Now we want to bring them back. But we need to mix Yoruba and English. And I can tell everybody, we have it on Instagram now. Bring the whole world there. General,
maybe
let me
just tell us the page as well, so that people can go check that out. So what Mr. Taiwo is saying is that there is a team or an idea being put together by the Yoruba Union organization where you can plug in. It's called the Yoruba language class and so many other things that they are popping up.
Yoruba on Instagram. I will put the link for everybody there. Beautiful. I will put the link on Instagram. So let's stop there. I have 4 points, but let's stop there.
All right. I hope I'll be lucky enough to get you on in time, and you can easily share some of those points. Okay. Thank you so much, Saya. Our time is so up. So sorry. So then we'll talk again, Mr. Taiwo. Good night. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. I am going to see you some other time. If you are just joining us, listen. You can watch this from the start again, okay? And if you have been with us all night, don't leave without dropping your own, your own offering. Like the broadcast, share it if you haven't, and then subscribe if you haven't. And if you have done all of that, right? Check your notification, okay? You probably need to set that back on everything so that you won't miss anything on Mayegu's Diary Politico. I'm going to see you some other time. Stay safe, and please, before you make any of your choices, always remember, with the right information on your hand and then the right decision on the other hand, right, you should be bold enough to take responsibility for anything and everything you do without having to blame someone else, like Nigeria or like APC. I'm going to see you some other time. Good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.